Hello wrestling fans, the Wrestling Wizard here and welcome to another video. And in this video we're going to make 10 bold picks in regards to WWE Dream Matches. And I say I'm going to do my top picks in this video and you can get down in the comments section and share your dream picks. Now you have to go for, well you don't have to, but that's what I'm going to go for in this video. 5 men's picks and 5 women's picks. And you can cross between AEW and WWE. There's no rules here. These are your dream matches. Now, I've tried to be realistic, but at the same time, I appreciate some of these matches will probably never happen because we're not going to see the superstars jump ship from AEW to WWE. Now, before we get into the juicy stuff, as always, it'd be very much appreciated if you could like the video, share the video, and even better, subscribe if you're new. So let's kick things off with pick number 1 from the men's side. I'm going to get the 5 men's side picks out of the way first, and I'm going for a controversial match between CM Punk, a returning CM Punk, and Seth freaking Rollins. This will be such a personal battle. The match will feel a little bit too real. Now, the match itself might not actually deliver. You know, Seth Rollins is literally in his prime. Phil Brooks is 44 years old right now. So, yes, you could say the matchup itself might not fully deliver, but the promos back and forth in the lead up to the match would be absolutely must see. Triple H knows that controversy creates cash, it certainly does, and it gets tails wagging, it gets people talking. This matchup would feel all too real, and that's what would be so good about it. Next up, I'm going for a pretty predictable option, but I think this would be absolute fire. Of course, this all depends on Randy Orton, whether he's ever going to return to the squared circle, but I'm going for Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes. Randy Orton, way back when, was the leader of Legacy, the mentor to Cody Rhodes. Randy Orton was instrumental in helping Cody Rhodes throughout his career. He's like a brother figure to Cody Rhodes. So for there to be this shocking turn of events where you get a babyface Cody Rhodes, a heel turn from Randy Orton, and Randy Orton opposing Cody Rhodes in a feud, that would be next level. The arc could be that Randy Orton feels that he's still his superior, feels that he should be at the top of the tree in WWE. Cody's taken his place. Now, yes, of course, they've had a matchup. Technically, they've had a matchup at WrestleMania 26, when Ted DiBiase, former Legacy member also, and Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton were involved in a triple threat match where Randy Orton got the victory. This time, I think it would be Cody Rhodes, of course, going over, but nevertheless, it would be an intriguing personal feud that surely is got to be a must-see. Now, for my third pick, I've tried to be a little bit creative, give a little bit of variety to my picks, and we're going for a crossover AEW WWE match between Ricochet and Darby Allin. This match would be electric. The athleticism on display would be next level. There would be flips left, right and centre, coffin drops from God knows where. It would be electric. I would love to see this just visually. What a match. You could go 20 minutes plus in this match in some sort of hardcore stipulation where there's just literally bones breaking left, right and centre. This would be an absolute fire matchup, a must see. Now, for my fourth pick, I was going to go for the predictable Brock Lesnar versus Gunther, but I'm going for another crossover match. As much as I'd love to see Brock Lesnar versus Gunther, that's a match I do need to see. I'd also like to see Bryan Danielson versus Gunther. Think of the slaps to the chest. Literally, there would be red raw on both sides. The powerhouse that's Gunther, also very technical, versus the technician in Daniel Bryan would be a must-see match. That is definitely something that I need in my life. But at the same time, I wouldn't be against Brock Lesnar versus Gunther. I think that would also be a fire match. But Bryan Danielson versus Gunther in a 1-to-1 match would be next level. Would love to see it. And of course, that brings me on to my final pick for the men's side. Now, of course, there's numerous dream matches you could pick on the men's side, but I've had to whittle it down to just 5 picks. And I'm going for the Tribal Chief, the head of the table, the top dog in WWE, Roman Reigns, versus MJF. The bidding war of 2024 is surely going to start. Many people will believe that in time, MJF will cross the borders, join his friend Cody Rhodes, and come to WWE. Now, this would be a test for both of them. Roman Reigns has arguably done it all. Literally, he's on this historic run, completely over to the next stratosphere. And then you've got MJF, who, in my opinion, at just 27 years old, is the most well-rounded superstar in the whole of wrestling. He is arguably the best in the world on the mic, and I'm even edging him ahead of CM Punk. That's how highly I'm regarding MJF. He's incredible in the ring. He has an incredible look. He's marketable, and also he can play face and heel. He's so versatile. Something that, if I'm being honest, I could only ever see him working heel, and he's proved me wrong. Some of the comedic work alongside Adam Cole is being just a breath of fresh air. It's just cracked me up, had me in stitches along the way. Also, it'd be a test for Roman Reigns. How would he go alongside MJF, who's this rising star at such a young age? Those two back and forth on the mic would be absolute fire. Of course, you couldn't trust Paul Heyman and all this, but we know for 100% certainty MJF does not need Paul Heyman as a mouthpiece, that's for sure. But Paul Heyman sort of siding with MJF in regards to looking up to him as the future of WWE, with Roman Reigns currently at the moment the top man. This would be a battle for supremacy. Again, I'm not saying this would happen immediately. This would be way down the line. Not too far down the line, because Roman Reigns is no spring chicken these days. But just imagine the drawing power, the marketability of Roman Reigns and MJF in a match. That would have to be WrestleMania, right? Now, also at the same time, I'd like to see MJF take on Cody Rhodes again, but within the WWE environment. That would be pretty cool. And of course, that moves me on to my 5 picks for the women's side of things. And this is a matchup that I just want to happen. I've always wanted to happen. Of course, this is going to involve Sasha Banks returning to WWE, which is quite unlikely on time of recording this video, but never say never. I'm going for the 4 horsewomen battling it out to see who is the dominant woman, who was the dominant member of that era within WWE. Charlotte versus Becky versus Bayley versus Sasha Banks. Just get it done with. It's a match I've always wanted to see. It's WrestleMania worthy, and just think of the promos leading up to it. Who would also be your pick to be the victor? Who do you believe is the best out of the 4 horsewomen, even to this point right now, with Sasha not in WWE? So my next dream pick on the women's side, and I'm going for another AEW WWE crossover, but I'm going for Bianca Belair versus Jade Cargill. Now, allegedly, Jade Cargill, on time of recording this video, is jumping ship from AEW to WWE, but I don't believe this match should happen anytime soon. I think this should be down the line when Jade Cargill is brushed, polished, and main event ready. At this point, Bianca Belair would murder her in the ring. Now, yes, Jade Cargill has got the look. She's got the athleticism. She's obviously clearly got the marketability. She's WWE's dream signing. But she's still a little bit green in the ring at the moment. So for me, I'd prefer a year or so in NXT, dominate, assert herself as an absolute weapon within the NXT brand, and then get promoted to the main event roster, and then down the line take on Bianca Belair when she's ready, when she's main event ready. Now, also at the same time, I'd like to see Jade Cargill versus Charlotte, but that moves me swiftly on to my next pick, which involves Charlotte in a different capacity. Jade Cargill will be an absolute star in WWE if booked properly, but WWE, please don't rush it. Take your time with her, because it will be worth the wait. Now, of course, I can't tease Charlotte Flair and not deliver in my next pick. So my third pick on the women's side is Charlotte Flair versus the future megastar. Sorry, Ellen, I shouldn't use your catchphrase there. Of course, Tiffany Stratton. Now, for those of you who've watched Tiffany Stratton within NXT, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. She slightly needs to brush up on her promo skills, but once she gets there, she is literally megastar ready. At 24 years old, she's so young as well. She's so athletic in the ring, one of the best moonsaults in the industry, to be honest with you, in the women's side of things. She is a ready-made star. This could almost be a passing of the torch scenario where Charlotte Flair, and I believe it's time, needs to start giving back a little bit more. Now, of course, she gave back to Rhea Ripley at this year's WrestleMania, so why not down the line? I'm not saying next year's WrestleMania, maybe the one after that, we get Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair, where Charlotte Flair puts over Tiffany Stratton. She will be an absolute hit on the main roster when she's ready to jump over, which, by the way, I don't think will be very long. Of course, she's in a feud at the moment with Becky Lynch. Becky's taken her NXT title, so there's still meat on the bones there. But down the line, that's how highly I regard Tiffany Stratton. To put her in the same sentence as Charlotte Flair is quite a thing to say. Moving swiftly on to my fourth pick on the women's side, and I'm just going to put it out there. I want to see Io Sky versus a returning Kairi Sane. It's a money match. You could even throw Asuka into the equation for a triple threat there. That would be absolute money. But it's a match that I really, really want to see. And it's a strong possibility with, of course, Kairi coming back, allegedly coming back to WWE around sort of September, October time. We don't know fully when. Maybe they hold off until the Royal Rumble. But with Io Sky, literally an absolute star in the ring, the prospect of those two taking on one another in a one-to-one match would just be surely a 5-star classic. And of course, that moves me on to my final pick, my 10th pick, my 5th pick on the women's side. I'm going for the Eradicator, Rhea Ripley versus Jamie Hayter, another AEW crossover. This match would be electric. These two are absolute stars at such a young age. Rhea Ripley's only 26, and look where she is, literally the top of the mountain in WWE. And Jamie Hayter, of course, former AEW Women's Champion already at only 28. Now, of course, I'm being a little bit biased as she's a hometown girl for me. On my side, of course, being from England, she's from Southampton. But what a matchup. That would be fire. I would love to see it. Like, it's crazy to think where these women are. They're not even at their peak, which is scary. It's a matchup I would just love to see. Of course, the predictable options opposing Rhea, like Rhea versus Bianca Belair, would be an absolute fire match. Rhea versus Becky Lynch. But of course, we've only got a few picks. And talking, of course, of Becky Lynch, potentially Becky versus Britt Baker would be another match to throw into the equation. But again, I'm cheating the system here. I've got to stick to 10 picks. So I'm going to stick with my pick of Rhea Ripley versus Jamie Hayter in what would be an intriguing feud, intriguing matchup. I'd like to see it. So what do you think? Get down in the comments section. What are your 10 picks? Of course, 5 on the men's side, 5 on the women's side. What would you like to see? What crossovers would you like to see? Go as creative as you like. You know, you can throw in your Roman Reignses and your Kenny Omegas. Like, just go absolutely nuts. What would you like to see? And we'll have a good old debate, as always, in the comments section. Thank you so much for watching the video. As always, it's very much appreciated if you could like the video, share the video, and even better, subscribe if you're new. And we'll catch you in the next one.